In this video, we're going to be looking at Loop Starter on the brand new FL Studio 2025 edition. Hey everyone, this is Barry from Music Tech Info. Hope you're doing good today. It's too hot for me. I've got the camera off. We're having a major heat wave at the moment. So the new FL Studio has recently just launched. So it's the 2025 edition. Interestingly, it's a bit like how Apple have changed their versioning as well, but Apple are using 2026, so they're doing +1. But anyway, my previous version was only 21, so I've just upgraded to 2025. When you do upgrade, you will need to re-enter your login details and unlock the key, just to let you know, just to make sure that you're eligible for download. So just be conscious of that while you do that. That's why I didn't delete my previous version. So when you load the brand new FL Studio, there's lots of new features on here, okay? But I like to feature AI, as you know, and there's a new loop starter, okay? Now, on the welcome screen, you've got launch loop starter, create the ideal loop and set your track in motion. So that's what we'll be looking at now. You can also create a chord progression, record audio, have an empty file, or you can actually use these genre-specific ones for adding and creating your tracks, just to let you know. So you've also got access to Gopher. Now, Gopher, interestingly, is like the ChatGPT version within FL Studio. So you can ask various questions, which is kind of cool, like how do I create a beat? And you press enter, wait for that to happen. Now, obviously, this is specific to FL Studio and its own knowledge base. It's pulling from its own knowledge base. And so, for example, you've got, oh, well, hold on. To create a beat, you'll mainly use the channel rack, step sequencer, and drum samples. Open the channel rack. But do you know what I'd really like to see? You get like video walkthroughs and stuff. For me, I'd like you to actually show me on here how to do it, you know? I just feel it's a good start for FL Studio, but I just personally feel that, you know, the way that AI is going with AI agents and such, it's not going to be long, hopefully, before you'll just say, do this or something, and it'll just move the mouse and just do it for you. Just to help you along the way, really. So you can ask it any questions like, my mix is too loud. What should I do? Question mark. Nice that it uses references and you can vote on what you think, and you can even copy it as well for future reference if you want to put it in notes or whatever. And you can start a new chat on here as well. It's just nice to have, you know, previously you would have gone onto the help section, and it's just a bit more intuitive having your own chatbot in FL Studio called Gopher. Nice that they've named it Gopher. So it says here, if your mix is too loud in FL Studio, these are the things you can try and do, such as lowering the master mixer track fader. Again, it would be nice to have shortcuts in here, wouldn't it? Now, interestingly, you got some links on here, which is an optional thing. You can add a fruity limiter to the last FX slot. Let me just click on that. No, it's just, what a shame. You know, it's a start, as I say. It'll be nice to really have that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on to close, and I'm just going to open it back up because I just want to go back to the welcome screen for you guys just for a second. Bear with me. Okay, so let's have a look at Launch Loop Starter. Okay, now here we go. So this is Loop Starter, right? The way that it works is that you've got these normal tracks here, but what it's done is it's actually put in some stuff here for you. You're able to use dice as well, which is quite interesting. You've got change project tempo if you want to do that. I'm going to leave that as enabled. You've also got your normal active on and active off, as well as your panning here and your volume control here. You've got the target mixer track, which you're able to change. And you've got your drums pretty much the same as what you used to, but obviously with this stuff now put in. So you can obviously have a listen to the drums more specifically by clicking on drums, or you can just simply click on the loop here. And then you're able to see the MIDI. Interesting. Okay, that's really cool. That's good to know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click the play button so that you can have a listen. I really really like the fact that you've got MIDI on here. I think that's really kind of cool, to be perfectly honest with you. You're able to change it up a bit. For example, let's change the drums. So I'm going to click on the dice button. Okay, let me just turn these off. Okay, so you get the idea. So you just keep going until you find one that you like, the bass. I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to change that. No way. Let's have a listen to the tops. Okay, so it's the top part of the drums, basically. The cymbals and that kind of percussion. Do you know what's missing on here? Undo. Let me just see if it's on here. Yep. Oh, I think that's a bug. That's interesting. Okay. Redo. Okay. So you are able to undo and redo with the basic thing. I just kind of hoped it was on here. Now what this will do, this will actually send, this button, this will send the audio loops and the pattern to the playlist. So I'm going to do that. And there you go. You've even got, look, you've got your volumes on here. It's already done it all. Let's have a quick play. Nice. Absolutely love that new feature. I just think it's really easy to start using this kind of stuff to make beats. It just makes it so much easier. In terms of the other stuff that we've got, I mean, I don't really want to go into videos, but let's have a quick look at the other updates that we've actually got on here. So we've got new series, what? No, that's not what I want. FL Studio 2025 is out now. Okay, so here we go. So we've got features like dynamic mixer tracks, loop starter, which I've just featured, and per clip audio editing. Update now for free. So it says loop starter is instant genre-based loops for generating ideas. You got dynamic mixer tracks now. Add or remove mixer tracks for support up to 500 tracks, guys. I remember when I just had 4 on Octamed on the Amiga, guys, which I featured on this channel if you're interested. Working with 4 tracks. The drums had to be left and right, so I only really had 2 channels left. Now we're up to 500 tracks. This is crazy. They described Gopher as the multilingual studio assistant for answering FL Studio and music production related questions. That's cool. Improved audio clips where you can stretch, pitch and reverse directly from the properties. Emphasis, which is a new plugin for loud yet transparent results. And mobile rack for 7 instruments and 29 effects in the mobile app. Also now in desktop, can be stacked or solo. FX script plugin, FL Studio remote support, flex enhancements, bassline generator in the chord progression tool gives instant bass lines to pair with any progression, and yeah, other stuff. So there you go. So those are the main updates that you've actually got on that. Something that I didn't actually see was the fact that it said about genres. Let me have a look. Okay, so this also gives us a bit more information because a few people on YouTube weren't sure where these samples were being pulled from. So to access, you've got the open the channel rack, look for the loop starter section at the top of the channel rack and step sequencer. You'll see options to select a genre, use the dice icons to randomize loops and one-shots and other controls. Here we go. Loop starter is integrated directly into the channel rack, so you don't need to load it as a separate plugin. It pulls 3 loops and one-shots from the FL Cloud library for you to use in your projects. You can find detailed instructions in the section of the FL Studio manual. So that's quite good to know. Something else that's really cool is it says you can drag and drop your own samples directly onto the loop starter. So I thought that's good functionality as well, because it might be that you've actually got a sample that you just want to start with and then actually use loop starter to kind of find other similar stems that are going to work for your mix. So I think that's a really good idea as well. Now, what's really nice, you don't have to go via the home screen. You can literally go to your channel rack and then you've got this button here, and that will enable the loop starter mode on or off. So if I click that, you're then back into it. Now you can see here you've got genres on here. So I'm actually going to mix it up a bit and have a look at techno. So let's have a listen. Oh, wow. I like that. That's really good. Nice. Let's have a look at AMA piano. Kind of good for lo-fi stuff, I think. You got drum and bass. Yeah, and this button here will just replace everything, but obviously keep to the genre. Oh, this is such a good tool. Drill. Dubstep. And then you just literally click that, and then you've got even more stems to play with. Obviously they're not going to match, but it just gives you the general consensus of how to use it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested in content such as this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.